So we move on to step 3 now, and with step 3 we need some more components. So we're going to need one of these BA10s E-clip. You can get this the right way around and make sure it's the right one by placing it on the drawing again. We need our bearings. Well, we're going to replace our bearings with proper bearings like we did before. So we need 2 of our 1150 size bearings and 1 of our 850 size bearing. So we've got them in the tray here ready. We need this here, the counter shaft. And the counter shaft is, you can see again, it's the right one. Looking at these areas here where the E-clip is going to go in, just offer it up to the drawing, but you can see it is the right one. We're also going to need A2, the other half basically of the gearbox that we made in this step here in step 2. So this is A2. So again, making sure you take off the flashing, use a model knife, etc. Okay, and we need to put this together. So first step is to put one of these E-clips on. These are the dreaded E-clips that everyone loves, but as this is a larger type one, so I think what we do here is we place this ready and over, place this down on your bench, and keeping it square and with some even pressure, just push, and then that goes over. Okay, this is an easy one. Okay, because it's bigger, I think it's easier. Okay, so there you have your E-clip on. And then we need to take one of our 1150 bearings. Now, we can put a little bit of grease on here if we wish. That's not a problem. But normally that's for the plastic bushings. But hey, you know, we've got metal bearings. So place our metal bearing over the shaft. So we've got our bearing on there. Take our gear. And it's technically, you can't get this wrong because can you see the way this is actually dimensioned? So you can't get this wrong. Okay, it only goes in one way. All right, and then you slot that through, and you slot that through till it's the bearings fully home. Okay, so now you have this section done. And then what we need to do to complete this step is take our gearbox half, our A2, like we did before, place one of these 850 bearings in here, sorry, and one of our 1150 bearings in here. Okay. Again, you can't get these wrong because they're the only sizes, okay? And then we place this through here. And it does say grease this shaft here. So I am going to put some grease on it, but I don't have to go too mad. I'll tell you for why. Because we're using bearings as opposed to those plastic bushings, the wear is going to be very minimal, okay? So there you go. Put some on anyway. Right, so that goes through there. And that goes like that. But we also need to make sure we grease this gear as well. So I'm not going to bore you with putting grease on. I mean, you've seen me put grease on before. So I'm just going to put some grease on this and then put it back in again. Okay, and then technically that'll be it. But there you go. So it's there like that. And you know, we're going to be greasing these as much as we need to. Okay, like that. Okay, right. So that is step 3 completed. So we move on to step 4 now, and for step 4 we need some more components. So from our bag A we need these BA1. These are the machine screws. These are 3mm by 20mm long, so we need 2 of those. We also need our BA3s. These are self-tapping, 3mm by 12mm, so we need 2 of those. We need a BA8. We need a nut here, so it's a 3mm nut. And then we need a BA9, which is a flanged nut. So you can slightly see the difference. But again, offering them up on the drawing, you can see. From parts tree B, we need this component here, which is a B8. And then we're also going to need our 2 halves of the gearboxes that we made in steps 2 and 3. So we've got our gearboxes. Now, just to quickly explain why you see grease all around the edge of this gearbox half. This is so that when I put the 2 halves together, I seal this gearbox here. It's a little trick that I picked up from some of the other guys on YouTube there. So yeah, it's a case of this seals the gearbox so that it stops anything from getting inside, okay? So let's do this. Let's put these together. So let's take our two halves. It doesn't matter which way round, I suppose, but kind of doing what we need to do here. So this is this half. Okay, that's this half here. And that is this half here. Okay. And we're going to put these two together, and that will go together like, and it should match the, there we are, like that. Okay, and they're together. And then what we need to do is these machine screws with one of these nuts. So that goes in there, okay? And while we hold that with our little finger, take one of the machine screws and pop that through, okay? So nice and easy. And the flanged one, okay? So the flanged one, we need to make sure we get on the right one as well. And the flanged one goes down the bottom end, I think, somewhere. I believe it's down. It's got to be down, 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 down. It's got to be down on the other side of this one here. Okay, you kind of see this little nut down there. So it goes down there, and then this one goes all the way down and through. And then if I catch a few threads on there, here we are. Okay, so there we are, that's through. And then what we need to do is on the front here, we need to take this piece and again, getting the orientation correctly, we need to pop that in across the front there, and we're going to secure that with some of these self-tapping. These are the 3mm by 12mm self-tapping screws. Okay, and you kind of need to make sure that's the right orientation, and then we're going to secure those. Like that. And you have a gearbox. Wonderful. Right. And that is step 4 completed. Looks good.